it gives me great pleasure to join you in commemorating the 25th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. The Beijing Platform for Action remains a powerful source of inspiration to our nations for the advancement of the rights of women and girls. Kenya is and continues to be committed to building global momentum for the realization of the Beijing goals, and it is indeed honored to offer leadership in the Generation Equality Action Coalition on GBV, together with the United Kingdom, Uruguay, Iceland, and Zimbabwe. This meeting comes in the midst, unfortunately, of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused not only a health and social crisis, but also an economic one the world over, thus threatening our gains on gender equality. To mitigate against the efforts and the effects of this pandemic, my administration took immediate action, including adopting policy interventions, facilitating economic relief packages, and establishing a COVID-19 emergency fund to mobilize resources towards curbing the spread, the effect, and impact of the virus. The fund has continued to support implementation of targeted interventions in the country to cushion Kenyans from COVID-19 shocks. Your Excellencies, gender equality remains central to the development agenda of my administration, as is indeed enshrined in our Constitution of Kenya. Kenya has adopted a robust policy and legal frameworks to promote, enforce, and monitor the realization of gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. Our interventions are reinforced by the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 and the African Union Agenda 2063, particularly Aspiration number 6, which seeks to ensure that development is people-driven and is focused on unleashing the potential of its women and youth. It is also recalled that Kenya hosted the highly celebrated 1985 Third World Conference on Women, a conference that defined the Nairobi forward-looking strategies for the great advancement of women and which has greatly influenced our strategies and programs for women empowerment. Within the region, my government is party to the political declaration on Beijing +25, which sets out priority actions for realizing women's rights for an equal future. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's implementation of the Beijing platform is on track and in line with the 12 critical areas of concern. Our national blueprint for Vision 2030 outlines flagship projects for the promotion of gender equality, inclusive economic growth, prevention and response to gender-based violence, elimination of female genital mutilation, and other harmful practices, gender mainstreaming, as well as the empowerment of the child girl. With respect to economic empowerment, my administration has invested in women through catalytic funds to women equivalent to over $600 million US. Over 3 million women have been trained on entrepreneurship skills and linked to large enterprises through market support and linkage programs. We are also implementing transformative social protection measures through major cash transfer programs with nationwide coverage, providing benefit to over 500,000 vulnerable households throughout our country. Our dedication to education has contributed to the achievement of gender parity in our primary school enrollment. Elimination of tuition fees at public secondary schools, enforcement of the re-entry policy for young mothers, and the provision of free sanitary towels have enhanced the transition rate of girls from primary to secondary schools. On health, our interventions are bearing fruit with a reduction of maternal mortality to 362 from 488 per 100,000 live births. Provision of free maternity health services have contributed to an increase of maternal utilization and delivery uptake from 52 to 60%, with skilled delivery increasing from 62% to 74%. On leadership, women comprise 33% of my cabinet and command strategic positions. Women are also heading critical parliamentary committees, and we are making steady progress in the judiciary, where women comprise 28.6% of the Supreme Court, 36.8% of our Court of Appeal, and 48.8% of our High Court, and 53.5% of our magistrates. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my administration is especially steadfast in its commitment to end gender-based violence and harmful cultural practices. I have, in this regard, committed to have our communities who practice FGM as a culture to signify maturity and importance of girls, that there are other, better ways of achieving these cultural goals. In particular, encouraging our girls to seriously pursue their education, as this is key to securing a bright future and better positions, and thus be part of the pillars of our great nation. Further, in the spirit of regional cooperation, the Kenya government and that of Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and Somalia have signed a landmark declaration aimed at curbing cross-border FGM. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want in conclusion to say that 2020 was supposed to have been a pivotal year for our accountability to delivering on the Beijing promises and in accelerating change. The emergence of this pandemic is unprecedented, and if we're not careful, it is likely to reverse our gains. I believe this is a wake-up call, a call to strengthen our resolve to move forward and to demonstrate our resilience by accepting the challenges that we are experiencing and see them rather as an opportunity to build back better and stronger. In the spirit of multilateralism, we must therefore remain steadfast in delivering a more gender-equal world by putting women and girls at the center of our country's aspirations. I want to once again reaffirm the Kenya government's commitment to the full implementation of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, because gender equality matters, and it still remains our unfinished business. I thank you for your attention.